What's up, everybody? It's Joe here with Joseph Blake Photography. I've got a fun one for you today. If you're looking for a way to kind of add a spice of creativity to your photography, your videography, your streaming, this might be something that you want to add to your kit. I'm going to take you through the specs. I'm going to take you through how to use it, as well as my thoughts on some of the really kind of creative ways that you can implement this into your kit. So I'm Joe, this is my channel, Joseph Blake Photography, where we talk about tech and news and gear and reviews and really anything related to creating content here on social media, whether it's YouTube, elsewhere, if you're delivering to clients or whatever. And if that's the kind of thing that you're into, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Today, we're gonna be reviewing this optical projection lens system from Sirui. They did send this to me, but they did not pay me for this review, and I'm gonna be giving you my honest opinion as we walk through the specs, as well as some of the use cases for this to add a little bit of creativity to your content. So just to introduce you to this product, this is a projector lens that you put on top of or connect to an existing LED light system. Now, Sirui sent me their 200 watt light to test this out. And it will work with lights up to 200 watts, but it'll also work with lights that are 150 or 100 watts. And it doesn't necessarily have to connect to the Sirui. I do have lights from other brands that I use in my production. And because of the fact that this projector has a standard Bowens mount, you could really attach it to any type of light. So if you're already using a video light in your production or your content creation, this lens basically goes on as an attachment like you would add any other type of modifier like a softbox or anything like that. So first, let's go into the specs on this light. So the light itself has the ability to change its focal range from 18 to 36 degrees. So depending on how far out you want to shoot or how tight you want this to be, you can get it super tight if you're shooting through a small space, or you can make it as wide as you would like. Right now, I got it projected on the wall behind me. This is pretty wide. Let's make it tighter, and let's switch up the filter. So as you can see, you can really easily switch out the stencil that you're using. You can then focus, and as I've done here, you can kind of tighten up that image, or you can make it bigger. So obviously you can pretty quickly change up the vibe of whatever it is you are trying to convey. If you're doing live streaming, if you're doing video shooting like I am, you can really use this to create that look that you want and really kind of add additional dynamics to your scene. But the zoom ring and the focus ring are really easy to use to make sure that you are getting the look that you want. Next, let's talk about the weight. So this thing has a metal and plastic construction. I have the light attached to the projector, and I just have it on a regular tripod right now with a little adapter. You could put it on a C-stand, but because of the fact that the projector itself is only 1.7 kilograms, it's about 3.5 pounds, it's really easy to add to any existing light, and you won't have to add a lot of support. It doesn't need its own supports, although it does have a 1/4 inch thread mount. So that makes it super versatile depending on how you want to mount it and attach it into your kit. So in addition to being really lightweight, it's actually also quite small. It measures about 12 inches wide and about 6 inches tall at the wide end and 4 inches tall at the long end. Again, at that wide end, you're gonna have a standard Bowens mount, so you can attach it to any kind of light source that you have in your setup. And on the projector end, it does have a 72mm filter thread, which they do send you some filters. But if you have something specific that you want to throw on there, you can. But if you have a light that you love that also has color, that is an RGB light that you want to push through there, you can do that as well. Next, I want to talk about temperature control. So most constant LED lights are going to have a fan built in for themselves. The light source itself is likely going to be cooled. But because of the fact that this projector lens does take that light and really kind of condense it down, it can get hot. And if you're using a light that is over 150 watts or 200 watts, like the light that they sent me, they send you this fan system that you can actually attach on. And it's really nice. It actually attaches magnetically, and it has a fan built in. It is battery operated, but that battery is rechargeable via USB-C, and it has an indicator light on the side to tell you the level of charge. And that fan just kind of pops off. So you can just easily pop it off with the magnets. It's got the light telling you where the battery's at. You can turn it back on, maybe fan yourself. But even with the fan, you should expect it to get quite warm. This is a light after all, right? Lights get hot. At the light source end, you're expecting about 35 degrees, and at the far end, you're expecting about 47 degrees. That's the metal component of it. I've had no problem manipulating any of the zoom or focus components with it being on for 30 to 40 minutes. One thing to note is that when you are manipulating the gobos or the stencils that come in the kit, they do get very hot, so be careful. So next, let's talk about what comes in the kit. I've mentioned these gobos or stencils quite a few times. You get 15 of them, and they vary pretty significantly. Additionally, they do come with 3 colored filters. These, again, are 72mm filter threads, so if you have your own color filters, you can use those. But it comes with red, blue, and I've got yellow on there right now. So you get the lens itself, you get the 15 gobo stencils, the holder that goes into the lens, the 3 colored filters, and you get the Pelican style carry case. So with all of that, so now that we've gone through kind of what's in the kit and generally how it operates, let's talk about some of the use cases for this projector lens. The idea is to be able to add additional creativity options and layers of interest and drama into either your photography or your videography or your live streaming or really anything that you're doing where you're going to be using constant light. If you're looking for an additional component to your lighting setup and you want to add just a little bit more to maybe your backdrop, this allows you to do that. And again, you can use an existing light source if you have it. And if you're like me, recording in a studio environment for things like YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, and you're doing a lot of videos just right in front of the camera, but you want to add a little bit of additional interest into the background of your scene, and maybe you've just got a blank wall, or maybe you've just got some gray paper that you're putting behind you, this can add a little bit of additional interest behind you. The next potential use case for this light would be something like product photography or videography. When I'm doing reviews or I'm including clips and B-roll of some of the products that I'm either using or talking about, is to be able to show them to you in a fun way. So adding a little bit of color, adding a little bit of motion is something that you can use to really kind of make your product photography, videography, or review videos really kind of pop. So if you are doing Amazon influencer, if you're doing TikTok shop videos or anything like that, where you want to be able to display the product, whether it's live or recorded, you can use a light like this to really add additional interest and drama into the images and video that you have of the product that you're either selling, reviewing, or talking about. One example that I'll show you is a video that I've been working on that is a retro review of the Canon AE1 program film camera. I love this camera, and I've taken it out a couple of times in the last year to kind of return to some of the vibes that you get with film photography. Now, in the process of putting this video together, I need video and shots of the AE1, and I don't want to just light it normally and just say, okay, here's the camera. So one thing that I can do is use this projector lens to create interest and drama around the product. Next is dramatic portrait photography. So if you are shooting portraits, if you're shooting glamour, if you're shooting boudoir, you would be able to use a lens like this to really add texture and drama and interest into your images and really kind of take things to the next level. And in some cases, set yourself apart from what is more commonly just natural light, soft focus photography. Add some additional detail, get creative, do something different. Creating interesting, dramatic, gritty portraits is something that you can definitely do when doing still photography with a light source attached through this lens. Now, you could do that with multiple lights, you could do it with flash, but honestly, I think it would be interesting just to use this light by itself. Next would be dramatic cinematography or dramatic video. So if you were looking to deliver something that maybe you just don't have the light source for, you want the look of a character staring out a window, lit only by the amber light outside. Maybe they're delivering a dialogue. You want them lit, but you want them lit in darkness, and you want that lighting to add to the ambiance and the atmosphere of the scene. But you're in a room that's 10 by 10, it's sunny outside, and so you need to fake it. This light gives you the opportunity to do that. Now, in addition to all the lighting effects, you actually have the ability to use 4 built-in shutter blades. These let you cut down the light so that you could even kind of slice that light down to a single beam or just a really thin sliver if maybe you're looking to highlight eyes or a part of the face or maybe a part of a product. Really kind of the options that you have are only limited by your own imagination, creativity. If there's something that you are looking to do to add additional texture, additional spice, right? Additional vibes to the shots that you're doing, whether it's photography, whether it's videography, whether it's live streaming, cinematography, whatever it might be, this is a super interesting modifier to add to your kit. And it has been super fun to play with this and the time that I have had it. I've done some of that in the past, and I think I might need to do a little bit more. This thing has definitely kind of reinvigorated my interest in getting creative with my portrait photography. And maybe it'll do the same for you. I've got a link down below if you're interested in getting it. And again, I want to thank Sirui for sending this to me to take a look at it. If you have any questions about the product, please go ahead and leave it down in the comments. And if this is the type of review video that you're interested in, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. If you thought that this video was informative, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. Don't forget about my Instagram giveaway. Go ahead and take a look at this video here and take a look at the link down below for giveaways for products that I review. Get on that list to get free gear. You can also find all of my other social media accounts down below and the list of all the gear that I use. I am rolling out memberships here on the channel where I'm going to be making things available like LUTs, filters, plugins, and all sorts of things that I have made for myself to be better at photography and videography, and I want to give them to you as a part of my membership program. It's just a couple bucks a month. You'll also get access to live videos, early releases for some of the videos that I do, as well as chats and more. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.